starring in the main event of the day are no strangers to the big occasions. Can Galway cause an upset by defeating reigning All-Ireland champions Cork in the senior final? The Cork fans will be arriving early to HQ as their intermediate side take on Kilkenny to decide where the McGrath Cup will reside for the next 12 months. But the action gets underway with the Premier Junior final. Last year's beaten finalist Tipperary return in hope of making amends for last year's defeat. However, a very impressive Laois side will be aiming to reclaim the K-Mills Cup for the first time since 2015. 3 All-Ireland championships to be decided and 3 All-Ireland winners. To take us through it all, Anna, Anne-Marie and Ursula are on our panel for what we hope will be an action-packed afternoon. Anna, it's always great to be here. A good crowd, lovely weather, Croke Park, where every player wants to be today.
Yeah, look, it's the biggest day for Camogie and having 5 different counties involved. Like we were all saying, we still remember the days pulling up to Croke Park, driving down Jones's Road, all the flags, all the screaming, all the fans. It is such a brilliant day, but there is 3 cups still up for grabs, still 3 All-Ireland finals to be played. I think you're really hoping that with the weather, with the crowds, we're setting the scene, but we just really hope we've 3 brilliant games of Camogie as well.
Yeah, because there's a huge amount of emotion as well. You're representing your club, your county, your family. You're trying to win a match and you have to try and channel that. How difficult is it?
Yeah, well, I suppose people, I know, Anna, you would have always soaked it all in, whereas I would have been very, people will approach it differently. I would have been very one-track mind on us inside the white line, 60 minutes is an All-Ireland when it's over. But other people then soaked up all that atmosphere and, used all that energy for themselves. So people will have different approaches, and Ursula was a woman for routine. I think she spent hours before an All-Ireland final looking for a headband there one time. So it's exciting, and I think there's a lot of young players involved today in all of the teams really. So it could be their first day out in Croke Park, and it's great excitement.
That's the beauty of Camogie, Ursula, isn't it? And having the 3 games and the 3 different levels, that you're going to have players out there who have never played in Croke Park, making it extra special but also extra pressurised.
Yeah, and I remember my first time playing in Croke Park was 2007 against Cork, and I found in the first half I was quite young, maybe not that mature playing and everything, and the game can pass you by if you don't get the first ball. Or my thing was always I try win the first ball, get the psychological advantage over your opponent. But Croke Park is different than any pitch in Ireland. It's perfect conditions here today, but as a player you want to get a good start, and that settles the nerves, because nerves are good too.
Jim O'Connor made a very good point during the week. She was just saying you could have a really good championship and then come All-Ireland final day, something could happen and put you off, and you could have a really bad championship and turn up on All-Ireland final day and play out of your boots. So it depends, a lot depends, and then lots of riding on it.
And often we'll find that the players that mightn't be, spoken about in the opposition dressing room are the players that will step up because they're not being double marked, and they're not the ones that are maybe talked about in the headlines and talked about in the media, so the pressure is off them. But I think really this is where people management comes in from a management perspective. All 3 of us had different ways of approaching an All-Ireland final, because I suppose for me I felt it took us so long to get there that I wanted to soak it up. I found I got the energy off people, but other people hated the idea of talking about a big game. So understanding your players and understanding who needs the routine, who needs to just focus on it as just another game, and who needs to know this is a big occasion. If you can tap into that in your players and get your dressing room right, it creates an environment then where everybody feels prepared. Because that pressure, it just weighs heavily sometimes on people's shoulders.
You'd love to be in the warm-up, in the warm-up room now. There'll be people like me who'd be blazing balls off the wall, catching as many as I could. There'll be people totally chilled out then, just inside, sitting down, barely stretched. Ursula in a warm-up, as you said.
I wouldn't hardly, honestly, if you saw me in a warm-up, you'd say, we'll keep her in the stands, because I'd be doing everything at my pace, at my ease, because I felt that I wanted to reserve my energy.
And in a way, guys, you look at the 2 teams that are going to play in this Premier Junior final, and they're probably in 2 different situations. Tip and Laois heading to this, Anna.
Yeah, look, Tipperary were here in last year's All-Ireland Premier Junior final. They lost by a point to Clare. So a lot of people would think, they have loads of experience, but actually there's only 2 of that 15 that are actually remaining for this year. So there's a brand new panel again of Tipperary players. And then you look at Laois, they haven't been here since 2015. And there's only 2 girls, Aisling O'Dea, corner forward, and Sarah Cray, wing back, that are, I suppose, surviving from that 2015 team. So there's a lot of players here today that are going to be playing in Croke Park for their first time. So there's absolutely going to be nerves. But it's really settling them as quickly as possible is what's key.
Tip have played as well this year. Like, they won the Munster Intermediate, so they did, even though they're playing in the junior. They won the Munster Intermediate final against Kerry, and they played in the Division 2 League, 2B League, and they only lost by 3 points to the Cork team that are actually in the intermediate final. So I think Tip will feel that they're very well placed for this final.
And Ursula, if you put as well, look at the sideline and Bill Mullaney there, and we all know him. He's been a stalwart around for so long, so much experience.
And his contribution to Tip Camogie, you can't underestimate that. He brings a huge amount of experience. He's very level-headed. He's very grounded. I think he was the ideal person to come back in this year because he's done so much at senior level. He's won All-Irelands at minor level as well, been involved in the intermediate. He's the best person to know Tipperary Camogie, and he brings a very professional approach, and it's what Tip will need if they're to get over the line here today.
Yeah. Pat Collier though and Robert Jones over Laois as well. Like, there's a real buzz about Laois Camogie. They've had led teams to underage. Pat Collier has led teams to under 14, under 16, minor success.
Yep.
So you feel that Laois are, they're excited for today and they'll leave no stone unturned
Okay,
either.
guys, quick prediction.
I think Tipperary.
I'm going to go for the underdog Laois.
Ursula?
And Tip for me to make up for last year's loss.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get a great game. Throw in is fast approaching our commentary team for the first of today's All-Ireland finals are Aoife Sheehan and Colin Mullaney.
Marie, thank you very much indeed. Well, the scene set now for this Premier Junior final on a glorious day here at Croke Park. Let's take a check on the teams ahead of throw-in. We'll start with Laois, and the lineup includes Gráinne Delaney, who starts at centre half forward, having shaken off a shoulder injury picked up in the semi-final win over Cavan. Amy Collier provides the bulk of the scoring threat. The full forward scored 110 in that semi-final victory, while the captain of the team is Liadhan C. Fennell, and she lines out at midfield. It's a much changed Tipperary lineup when compared with last year's team from the final defeat to Clare. There are just 2 survivors from that starting team in Ciara Ryan and Ciara Brennan. There's 2 late changes to the Tipperary team today. Gemma Fox comes in to start at wing back, while Laura Shinners is selected to play at midfield. So that's how both sides will line up as we go through the pre-match formalities. Aoife Sheehan alongside me for this one. Aoife, what are you expecting?
Yeah, I think we'll have a great battle. I think both teams have come through unbeaten in the group stages of the championship, and you know what, they're probably the cream of the crop really when you look at the junior teams here. Both warm-ups went really well. I think Laois actually broke away and came in here to line up a little bit earlier than Tipperary. I think they're very anxious to get going, and what will be key for both teams is a good start. Laois in their semi-final versus Cavan, they let in a goal in the first minute, and it kind of rocked them a little bit, I thought, Cathal, and it took them a while then to get back in. But look, they've great players in Clodagh Tynan there. She's centre back for them. She really anchored them and I think got them over the line in that semi-final. Up front then, Gráinne Delaney, how she is after getting a shoulder injury, in that semi-final, and Amy Collier, as you mentioned, up front, like an excellent player. And then for Tipperary, they've 2 changes today, I suppose, as you mentioned, the Fahy girls losing out, so I suppose that would show as well maybe what's happening in training, or I suppose just being a little bit ruthless in their selection. But the 2 up front for them, Sinead Maher and Jenny Grace, like so much talent and so much experience that both sides need to watch, both for forwards, I think.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it develops. The 2 players to drop out of the Tipperary team, Lily Fahy and Anna Fahy. So the team just going through their final few bits of preparation before we get underway in this Premier Junior final. Just a word on the conditions. It is a glorious afternoon, but Aoife, it's quite blustery, isn't it?
It is, as is typical when you're looking at home. You see blue skies and sunshine out, but down pitch side the flags are waving and they're kind of swirling the breeze into Hill 16 as well, and it's changing a lot, so it'll be a difficult day for free takers. Jenny Grace on the Tipperary, she was an airing in the semi-final, and as well as, I suppose, they'll have to take note of that. The other thing, I suppose, that both sides will be looking at is just to get that quick start. Bill Mullaney actually mentioned after post-game of the semi-final how they prefer playing against the wind, so I just thought that was an interesting soundbite from them. And then with Laois, Barry Whelan, who people will be very familiar with in the hurling front, is their hurling coach, so just interesting faces on the line as well for both sides.
The Laois players just receiving some final words of encouragement before they take to the field, looking to get back to the intermediate grade, having been relegated last year. Tipperary lost the final in this competition last year to Clare. So both teams know that they're capable of getting up to the next tier. and hoping to collect some silverware in the process today. The K-Mills Cup on offer for the winners of this Premier Junior final. The intermediate and senior finals to come later on today. You can see Sinead Maher, the Tipperary captain, just giving her teammates some final words before they make their way towards their positions. Laois will play from left to right as we look at it in this opening half. Our match referee is Carl Collins from the Ormore Marie Club in Galway. And he's ready to throw the ball in. Laois playing in that predominantly white jersey with the blue trim. And as I say, playing from left to right in this first half.
They should have the aid of the breeze then, Carl, you think?
Yeah, the flags would suggest that they are blowing down to that goal to our right-hand side, but we'll see how that develops as the early shots are sent in on the goal mouth. As we get underway, early scramble for possession in the middle, taken away by Leodon C. Fennell for Laois, and well gathered down there by Emer Hassett, trying to get the space here, pings the ball into some space where it's picked up by Amy Collier. First touch for the full forward. Can she get off the mark here? Early shot for Amy Collier for Laois. Well, that's out to the left and wide.
Yeah, just went to the left and wide there, and just before that, Grania Delaney was running in loose, so had the player seen that, she might have passed it off to her, but quick wide there.
Puck out is picked up by Grace Maloney. Has been penalised, however, and that's going to be a Laois free.
And she thought about hand passing there, Grace, but held on to it just a little bit too long.
Laois last winners of this competition back in 2015. Tipperary have won it twice. The last time in 2001. As Laois now with this free, it'll be taken by the centre half back, Clodagh Tynan from the St. Bridget's Club. Just inside the Tipperary half. Tynan launches this one long. It'll drop in around the goal mouth. 2-on-2 in there. And Laois will pick up the break here as well. Is there an opportunity to get a shot away? Out it comes, and now the opportunity for the shot. That's come from Grania Delaney, who scored 11 points already in this championship campaign. You can make that 12. Laois off the mark.
Yeah, great work done by Aisling O'Dea there, and she spotted Grania Delaney off her shoulder, and lovely point off her right hand side.
Delaney picked up what looked like a pretty significant shoulder injury in that semi-final win over Cavan, but has recovered sufficiently to take her place in the starting team today, and she's made a good start with the first score of the game. Tip have possession from the puck out. Well taken by a couple of challenges by Amy Quinlisk. Then Laois close in and get the challenges in. Ball squirts loose and picked up by Laura Finlay. Drives it down. There are two Tip defenders there. One of them is Lorna Ryan, who picks up the loose ball. Drives it down as far as Grace Maloney. Laois defender read it well and combining nicely with Sarah Cray to take it away. Long ball in on top of Amy Collier again. That's wonderful defending, however, from the Tipperary fullback, Ciara Ryan. That's going to be a very interesting duel as things develop, but that's a good start for Ciara Ryan.
Very good by Ciara Ryan there. Won the ball in the air and took a quick free as well as you're allowed to do in Camogie out of the hand.
Sinead Maher, the dangerous full forward down the other end for Tipperary, sends it into the corner. They certainly have enough bodies back there to try and deal with this one, but Tipperary making life difficult for them. On the spin, taking the shot, is Laura Shinners. That one, however, has gone to the right and wide. First wide for Tip.
Yeah, she just kind of snapped it a little bit there, I think, Laura. Looking, of course, to settle Tipperary, but just wide.
So as expected, very competitive exchanges here in the early stages. Laois have lost two finals already this year. They lost the Division 3A League final. They lost the Leinster Intermediate final as well. Tipperary did collect some silverware in the Munster Intermediate Championship. As we wait for a ball to come back in. There's Bill Mullaney, vastly experienced manager, Aoife. And Tipperary certainly glad to have his experience on the sideline today.
Yeah, we were well used to seeing Bill on the sideline with the senior team for a number of years and got them so close to getting to semi-finals, but just couldn't get over the line to get to a final.
Took over the intermediate team or junior team this year, succeeding David Sullivan, having had a lengthy stint as senior boss. Ball sent in to the Laois full forward line. This should be gathered by Maria Connolly from Drummond Inch. Hand pass, however, ricochets away, and Laois have the chance to win it back. Aisling O'Dea was in there. Still there for Tipperary to try and clear their lines. Now it's picked up by Emer Hassett. Difficult angle here for the shot, but she's found the range. That's a wonderful score for Laois. Tipperary disappointed to turn the ball over, and Laois lead by 2 points to no score.
Oh, what a class piece of play there, just to highlight the work rate of that forward line. They weren't letting the ball out, and Emer Hassett at the end of it to slip the ball over the bar from a very tight angle.
So into the 5th minute of the opening half. Tipperary yet to get off the mark. There might be a chance here. Oh, wonderful work on the part of Jade Bergen. Got in there just as Maher was winding up for the shot. And now Laois with their tails up here in the early stages. They lead by 2. That ball was aimed for the full forward line. Didn't quite make its way through, but Laois still have it. Good work here from Gráinne Delaney. Got the first score of the game. Nice ball inside as far as Emer Hassett, who got the second point of the game. But this time Tipperary defended well. Ciara Brennan's back there helping out. And now ball down into the Tipperary forward line. Defending to do for Leah Daly. Still there for Laois. Closing in as well as Gillian Quirk, the centre half forward for Tip. In towards the full forward line now, and now possibilities here for Tipperary, perhaps, if they can get the ball away. Jenny Grace was free, but there was a foul in there just as the hand pass was going to go from Emma Flanagan, and that's a free in.
Yeah, and the referee, in fairness, has left to play there. That was a free for a pullback on Emma Flanagan there, and good work, I suppose, by Laura Shinners in the lead up to it as well, Cathal.
So Jenny Grace with a total of 227 in the championship so far this year, with the chance to get Tipperary off the mark here in the 6th minute, and manages to do that from just outside the 21-metre line. So Tip open their account.
Yeah, and that'll settle them now as well, Cathal. You know, 6 minutes in, just to get the points on the board and just to get motoring.
Puck out from Aideen Lowry. The wind is helping Laois in these early stages. Under a lot of pressure is Sarah Cray. Tipperary trying to win it back. Cray is still in there battling for it. A couple of other players close in. Cara Collins just happy enough to allow things to develop. Eventually Aisling O'Dea got the ball for Laois, but Tipperary win it back now. Driving down the middle is Ciara Brennan. Lots of space here for Tip, and they might be in. They'll try and settle for the point here through Grace Maloney. She's driven that one wide. Potentially had the chance to carry that one a little bit further, you feel?
I think if she kept going, Carl, she might have had a +1, and I think it was Emma Flanagan that might have been running off her shoulder as well. A bit disappointed with that one. Good work by Ciara Brennan out around the middle again.
Second wide of the game for Tipperary. Initial touch on that puck out was from Gemma Fox. Laois pick up the break. Down into the corner it goes. Collier's chasing after it, so too is Emer Hassett. Hassett has got possession under real pressure, then tries to play it into the middle. That's a brilliant ball across. There's a goal chance here for Laois. Can they finish it off? Gilta's opportunity, and there's the foul, and it'll be a penalty. It's a penalty for Laois here in the 8th minute.
What a ball across, and Susie Delaney ran on to control it and just was pulled down in the middle, so penalty on here.
Well, Delaney was in on goal. There's the foul. Coming across was Sophie Pembroke, and it's a penalty for Laois here. Great ball across to open things up. Good work down in the corner as well from Emer Hassett. And now the referee, Cara Collins, will speak to the Tipperary centre half back, Sophie Pembroke.
One of those ones it's probably a good yellow card, Carl.
And the yellow card is the end result. It's Pembroke, the first player into the book of Cara Collins. The penalty now coming for Laois, to be taken by Amy Collier. Collier drives it low, but straight at the goalkeeper. It's well saved by Laura Linan. The break is still there. Can Laois finish it off? Tipperary get back in behind the ball to snuff out the initial danger. It's still there for Laois. Hassett is in there now trying to get a hold of possession, and now the chance! Oh, they get the goal eventually. And it was the player with the initial chance, Susie Delaney, that finishes it off.
Oh, she got her second goal at Colin. She wasn't going to miss from there. Super goal, well taken. And you know what, in Camogie, it is, we've seen a good few saves recently, most, in the semi-final and the quarter-final at the senior stage, and it is hard to score them, but well done to Susie Delaney. Picked up the break and back of the net.
Well, there was no saving that shot from the Laois wing forward, and they get their goal. Laois moved 4 in front in the 10th minute here in Croke Park, the Premier Junior Final for 2024. And now Laois on the attack again. This is Gráinne Delaney, has a point already. Ball tries to make its way back outside, eventually finds its way to Alice Walsh. A couple of players to aim at inside. The Laois players full of confidence now. It finds its way to Emer Hassett. Now Aidan C. Fennell, the captain, gets it forward. And now the opportunity for the captain to set up Amy Collier, her first point of the game. 1-3 to a point now in favour of Laois.
Oh, Amy, such skillful play just in the lead up to that as well. She hand passed straight off her Hurley, but brilliant, well taken point as well by Amy, and she was top scorer the last day out for Laois, and she's continuing that form here today.
That's 5.35 in this championship now for Amy Collier. 4.11 of that now coming from play. 5 points the margin. Laois thrilled with their start, you'd imagine.
Yeah, and especially for a young team as well, and a lot of them their first time, bar two, I think, that have played here before, so they've really settled. Now, they have the aid of the breeze, we think. It's kind of swirling a little bit, but maybe that is helping them a small bit.
We'll get a good indication here from this free from Clodagh Tynan. There's Bill Malani. You just wonder what the Tipperary management team are thinking here in terms of how they get themselves back into this game. Some attention being given to the Tipperary cornerback Lorna Ryan, and that's the reason for this brief stoppage in play. So now this free for Clodagh Tynan from the St. Bridget's Club, just inside the Laois half of the field, but that wind is helping Laois, it would appear, in this first half. Will Tynan have the range from here? It looks like she will. How is it for accuracy? Struck it very, very well. And it's eventually wide.
Just hit the upright, I think it went to the right and wide, Park. So she has the distance, it's just to look at the accuracy.
Now Tipperary need a score, you feel. Laois, though, in there to win the breaking ball again. Coming towards it was Gráinne Delaney. That'll be thrown in again by Carl Collins. Alice Walsh was in there for Laois. Now Delaney will go in for that restart. Tip win it, that'll be a free. Foul on Ciara Brennan.
Ciara Brennan's been standing up for Tip a lot. We've seen her in a good few plays already and winning that free there again. And as you said, they do need to try and get something on the board. Just 1 point out of nearly 13 minutes of play.
Here's the free for Sophie Pembroke. That's a good ball into space. And Tip make it count. That one just slides by Jenny Grace, who was coming out to try and collect it. Tip have only scored a point. That came from a Grace free. So they've yet to score from play. Bringing that one forward was Gemma Fox, but loses possession. Aisling O'Dea wins it back now. Lovely spin from Gráinne Delaney, who's in some space here now. Delaney driving forward. There might be a pass onto her left-hand side here if she can spot it. Delaney still going forward. Collier now trying to set for the point, but it'll work out. Oh, the chance for Laura Finlay. It looked like that was going to result in a goal opportunity.
Laura Finlay had made herself available. The cornerback came right up, and I think it was Amy Collier was going for a point. It kind of fell to her, but she swung on it.
So a let-off for Tipperary, but Laois coming forward again. Almost midway through this opening half at Croke Park. The goal coming from Susie Delaney for Laois in the 10th minute. And it's the Leinster County dominating proceedings here right now. They've won possession back again. Good work from Aoife Finlay. Down as far as Alice Walsh. Gets it at the second time of asking. Shovels it out as far as Finlay again. Drives it in. That full forward line. Just wouldn't sit up initially for Collier, but it's still there for Laois. The ball from Aisling O'Dea towards Collier. Just had a little bit too much behind it. It's harmlessly wide in the end.
Yeah, she just kind of hit it a little bit too much on it, as right call, and it just went harmlessly wide. So, like, for Laois, they'll need to be taking, you know, or putting more of their possession on the board as well. That we've seen a lot down in this full forward line, and they do have the measure of Tipperary so far in the game, but they'll need to be kind of putting it on the board as well.
So let's see what Tip can muster now in the second half of this first half. That ball's gone out for a Tip line ball. What do Tipperary need to do better, do you feel, Aoife?
I just think they have an excellent full forward line inside, but we just haven't seen them winning the breaks or getting the ball into them. Like last year, their team they raced into a 6-point lead. So look, they won't panic either here, I suppose, today. But and they ended up losing that game to Clare. But we've seen slow starts from them, I suppose, a few times in the championship.
Clare won last year's final by 3-7 to 1-9 against Tipperary. Laois on the attack again. Battle for possession, really well done by Emer Hassett. She's made a great start to the game at corner forward. Ball in over the top is a searching one. Gráinne Delaney racing onto it. Good cover defence from Sophie Pembroke. Still there. That's over the head of Collier, and it'll be picked up here by Tipperary. Chance for them to bring themselves up the park through Maria Connolly. Good pressure though from Collier. Line ball for Laois. And this will be taken along this Hogan stand side for Laois by Alice Walsh. Easily gathered by Tipperary back there. Now, can they get something going in terms of attacking intent here, Tip? That's great defending again from Laois, though. And they clear it away out for another line ball. Looks like Laois have an extra player back there in defence.
Yeah, well caught there by Clodagh Tynan. She's an excellent centre back, and she's kind of really covering and playing that +1 but holding the 6th position as well. Ciara Brennan seems to have gone back as the +1 for Tipperary. She's kind of sitting in front of Amy Collier at times. So both teams, I suppose, utilising the extra bit of power in defence.
Sinead Maher, the Tipperary captain, will take this sideline cut. Back in the panel, having taken a year out from the game last year. Straight at a Laois player. That's picked up by Jade Bergen, who wastes little time in sending it in towards Amy Collier. But this time, Ciara Ryan, who's been very persistent there at full back, gets possession, but Collier has it back now. Lovely hook on Collier as she went for the shot. It's still there for Laois. Then spills away. Picked up by Sophie Pembroke and cleared away for Tipperary.
Good defending by Tipperary there. You know, Amy was going in again on the ball, but they worked hard and got it out, and Sophie Pembroke there, the centre back, did well.
Tip yet to score from play. Just the 1 point to show for their efforts in the first 17 and a half minutes.
Laois are kind of on top in a lot of places as well on the field, you'd feel. You know, when the ball goes in, there's danger. You know, they had that goal chance, the penalty save, then Susie following up and getting the goal. But they've had a few other chances, you know, even half chances as well. So
Tipperary win possession this time. Here's an opportunity for Sinead Maher. Brilliant tackle. But it's still there for Tip. Ball in towards the goal mouth. One to deal with for Aideen Lowry. Does well under pressure. And out for another sideline cut along this Hogan stand side.
She did really well there. I think it was Ginny Grace that was in on top of her, you know, so she had a lot to deal with, but got it out of the danger area.
Well, Tipperary played in Division 2B of the league. They lost to Cork in the final of that competition. Laois were in the division below. They too lost the final. That was to Armagh. So based on that, a lot of people expected Tipperary to produce a big performance here today. But so far, Laois enjoying their Croke Park experience a little bit more than their Tip counterparts, but a long way left to go. Just over 11 minutes to half time. Amy Quinlisk. Well gathered by Emma Flanagan. who takes on the opportunity. And the umpires are going to go to Hawkeye for this one. The Laois management team down there on the sideline feel that one was wide.
Emma Flanagan did very well there. Cahill, took it on and took on the shot as well, knowing that, they have to get some points on the board before they head in at half-time.
Flanagan has scored 1-8 in this championship so far. Can she add to that tally here? Hawkeye will tell us. And that one looks like it'll be Neil. So, Tipperary yet to score from play. That one chalked down as a wide. Away go Laois again. They've started this game very, very well, and they've won themselves a free here. Emer Hassett has had a very good game so far in corner forward. She was fouled on that occasion. She was,
herself and Amy Collier, and they're combining well as well. They're passing it off, and being flanked, I suppose, or led by Grania Delaney at centre forward. They're coming out, they're first the ball, and she won that free really well there.
So this is a chance now for Amy Collier. 1 point already for the full forward today. Collier striking this one, just didn't get a hold of it, and it's out for a wide ball.
It's like the lift just went away from her there. Cahill should be disappointed with that one.
Fourth wide for Laois this afternoon. Into the 21st minute of the first half of this Premier Junior final. Again, Laois hungry on the break ball around the middle. There's the +1 at the back for Tipperary, working to good effect. The extra player was Sophie Pembroke. Laois have it, however. Aisling O'Dea drives at the challenge. Player off the shoulder here. This is really good build-up play. Can they finish it with a score? Laois through Susie Delaney. This one is wide again. The goal scorer, Delaney, came all the way back in the 10th minute after an initial save from the penalty from Laura Linan, the Tipperary goalkeeper. Here come Laois again, surging forward all the way through to Linan this time.
From a Laois point of view, Carl, you'd hope that they wouldn't rue all these kind of chances and possession that they have, that they're not converting it and putting it on the board.
Now it's one-on-one in here in the full forward line. Might this work out for Tipperary? They need a score. Here's the chance. Defending for Laois to do. It's still there for Tipperary. Laois, though, very resolute in the tackle, and they've snuffed out the danger. Brilliant work. It looked like Laura Shinners might get the chance to get a shot away. Here come Laois now down the other end, looking to add to their tally. They lead by 5. Lovely ball into space, and this is Amy Collier for the point for Laois, and she's got it. You feel like that's a big moment. Tipperary with the chance down the other end, and Laois respond instantly. Amy Collier with her second point of the game.
Oh, they snuffed it out. Clodagh Tynan's been immense at the back as well, but she had the composure to hit the ball to lead in. See Fennell, she didn't, just pump it out and drive it out. They were so composed, and a brilliant score by Amy Collier to finish it off.
6 points the margin. Laois going really well in this Premier Junior final. And they've got the ball again around the middle. Here's Aisling O'Dea under pressure from Lorna Ryan. O'Dea gets it at the second time of asking. Emer Hassett. And now it's Leodhan C. Fennell. Maria Connolly's after this one for Tipperary. Good defending from the corner back. Looking to combine now with Ciara Ryan, but Amy Collier has got it back for Laois now. It's a very difficult angle here. Good tackle from Connolly. Ciara Ryan trying to complete the job, but Hassett has it back for Laois. This one is in towards the goal mouth, and again some indecision over whether that one has gone over the bar. That looked very, very close. It was a very difficult angle. We're going to go to Hawkeye again.
Very tight angle. She was right on the sideline, around the 14-yard line.
So let's see what the end result will be here from Hawkeye. A shot from an extremely tight angle, and just wide. It was close, but it's another wide for Laois. 6th wide of this first half. So they have had chances. to even add to that tally of 1-4. Now Tipperary need to make something happen, you feel, before half-time. Cleared away by Gemma Fox. Well gathered by Clodagh Tynan, but that's only as far as Orla O'Brien. Out for a Tipperary line ball.
See Clodagh Tynan today, Carl, she loves to drive forward. She takes on the ball, and she, you know, she's looking up, seeing who she can hit it to, who's on her outside.
Well, Tipperary put up some big scores in their group stage campaign. 9-24 against Down, 1-27 against Tyrone, 3-17 versus Wicklow. They've only got a point to show for their efforts here so far in Croke Park in this Premier Junior final, but here might be an opportunity to add to it. But again, good defending from Laois. Sarah Cray was in there, and now Laois on another attack. The ball in towards Amy Collier, over her head. Racing towards it now is Hassett. Collier's got in there. Was she fouled as she tried to get to possession? Referee allows play continue, shovels it back inside. This is Aisling O'Dea for Laois, and they get the point. It's another score for Laois, brings their tally to 1-5.
That full forward line are playing excellent today, you know, Carl. Super score by Aisling O'Dea with the work rate of Amy Collier inside, winning real dirty ball, passing it off, and a super score again. I think for Tipperary, they're going to have to push up, and they're going to have to put someone marking Clodagh Tynan. She's mopping up every ball there, and all their attacks are coming from the centre-back position. She's looking up, and she's able to hit a nice ball into her forward. So for Tipperary, I think they really need to push up and put someone on her and make life a little bit more difficult.
There was Aisling O'Dea's point. All three of the players now in the Laois full forward line have scored in this match. There's a change of the Tipperary team. Early substitution. Avo Dwyer's in, wearing number 20. Gillian Quirk, the centre half forward, the player to make way. As we approach half-time at Croke Park, Laois leading Tipperary by 7 points. Tipperary with just one score so far. That a Jenny Grace free, so they've yet to score from play, and there you see it. 20 minutes since Tip have scored that point.
Yeah, and haven't even looked to be coming in, because as I've mentioned, like, Clodagh is really, I suppose Clodagh Tynan is really mopping up everything that's going back there and snuffing out any attacks that Tipperary are trying to launch, really.
There's a foul on Sarah Cray as she tried to get that hand pass away. Carl Collins was in close proximity to see it.
She's having a great game as well so far. Sarah's been on the end of a lot of ball, and she's clearing a lot. Very athletic player.
From the St. Bridget's Club, all three players in the Laois half-back line are from the St. Bridget's Club. As Clodagh Tynan, the centre half-back, drives this one in towards the goal mouths. Doesn't quite have the distance this time. It was watched all the way by Laura Linan. Good hands from the Tipperary goalkeeper. Here's Orla O'Brien, launching it down the line. Sinead Maher has come out from full forward now to get a little bit more involved. Has been well marshalled so far. Gets that ball away just in time. Lorna Ryan now picks out a good pass towards Ciara Brennan. Unable to control it first time, and Laois again win the turnover. Then give possession back. Maher has it, and now Tipperary have the free, and you can just see Maher trying to urge on her teammates there.
Yeah, that was a big free one. I think she was entitled to a free maybe in the leading passage of play before it, but an important free nonetheless for Tipperary to win there.
So chance for Tip to get the ball down the field here. That one was aimed towards Grace Maloney. Gets there eventually, and there's a player free in front of her as well. Gets the pass away in time. Now, can Tip get the score they so badly need? Well, there's going to be a chance from a free, because Emma Flanagan was fouled. So here's an opportunity for Jenny Grace.
Yeah, good work rate from Emma Flanagan there, fouled by Clodagh Tynan. Jenny Grace, an excellent free taker here, very experienced free taker, so how she judges this here now will be important.
Bill Malani has already made one change to this Tipperary team since throw-in, as Jenny Grace with this free. They need this score, Tipperary, and they've got it. Jenny Grace with their second point of the day. It's Tipperary's second point, and it brings them that little bit closer. They're yet to score from play, but the margin is down to 6.
Yeah, it was a long time to go without a score. Was it about 22 minutes, 23 minutes? So
they'll be hoping to add one or two more here before half-time. We're into the last few moments of this first half in Croke Park. Well gathered there by Maria Connolly, a corner back for Tip. Off to the other corner back, Lorna Ryan spins away and sends it forward over the head of Laura Shinnerts. Mara is out there again, getting involved in that middle third, but that's well taken by Aoife Finlay, who drives forward now for Laois. Lovely spin away from the challenge by Aisling O'Dea. Ball in over the top, 3 Laois players there. Tipperary defend it well. And now looking to complete the job is Ciara Ryan. The full-back has had a very good game so far. Mara unable to control that one, and now Fiona Scully coming forward. Laois had the advantage, the arm was in the air from Carl Collins. Collier just lost her footing as that ball came towards her. Good defending from Lorna Ryan this time. And now some space for Tipperary to pick a ball forward. Orla O'Brien. They've got 3 players in that full forward line, and Tipperary have it. This is much, much better. They need this score, and that's more like the Tipperary we've seen all season. Move finished off by the substitute, Eve O'Dwyer. Their first point from play. It's come in the 31st minute.
Excellent score, and the first real good passage play I think we've seen from Tipperary. Great hands by Eva to hold on to it and slot it over the bar. Super score off her lift.
So that'll give Tipperary some encouragement as we head towards half-time. 2 minutes of added time. Into the first of those now here at Croke Park. Ball from the puck out, well gathered by Susie Delaney. Here's another battle between Ciara Ryan and Amy Collier. Ryan does brilliantly well for Tip, and now they send it forward again in search of another score. There's the extra player back there, Clodagh Tynan, mopping up possession for Laois. Inside it goes, picked up, well, almost by Sinead Maher, but Laois nip in there to win it. Clodagh Tynan. Good catch from Gráinne Delaney. Rounds the initial challenge. Back outside to Collier. Well blocked down. It might still work out here for Laois. Tip have to get bodies back there. Still not clear. Now the opportunity maybe might come for the points. Again, good pressure from Tipperary, just as Alice Walsh was looking to get the shot away. And away goes Tip again. Lorna Ryan. Is there one more score in this first half? 30 seconds or thereabouts to go until the break. Tipperary have got the last 2 scores of the game. Line ball for Amy Quinlisk.
Tipperary is starting to come into a little bit more call, you feel. You know, they're winning a few more breaks, winning a few of the more of the battles out the field as well.
And should have the aid of that breeze in the second half. It is swirling around Croke Park a little bit, but whatever breeze is there should be in favour of Tipperary in the second period. They might get another score here in the first half. Driving away with possession is Grace Maloney. Got the point at the end. The referee had sounded the whistle, however. It'll be a free in. And another chance here for Jenny Grace. So this is a really strong finish from Tipperary. You have to give them credit. Under the cosh for a long, long time in this first half. That was a great catch from Grace Maloney.
Excellent catch, yeah, well held in the air, and she was moving on towards goals as well. I think, you know, they were a little bit exposed back maybe there, Laois. Clodagh wasn't kind of sitting in or anything like that, but this will really settle them going in at half time if Jenny Grace can put this over.
And it sets up what promises to be a very intriguing second half in this Premier Junior final. Can Grace add the point from here? Drives it over the bar. That's her third point in this first half, all of them from frees. And there's the half-time whistle from Carl Collins. Well, Laois had opened up a 7-point lead at one stage, but a strong finish to that half from Tipperary means they go in at the break a little bit more enthused than they might otherwise have been. All to play for in the second half in this Premier Junior final for 2024. Laois with the goal in the first half from Susie Delaney. But should be an interesting second half. There's the half-time picture. We'll be back very shortly indeed. But at half-time, it's Laois 1-5, Tipperary 4 points.
Spurry. Tony didn't leave the immersion on. Now try your luck on Ireland's newest online casino, TonyBet.com. TonyBet, we're here to play.
There's a light that always shines on me. You must know what it's like. Baby, you must know what it's like to love somebody, the way I love you.
What's up, Barry?
Did you crochet them myself? I did, yeah. They're cute, aren't they? Wow. Too sweet.
Ah, Barry. This is Rockshore Apple Cider. Refreshingly not too sweet.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
This is our only ticket out of here. Run.
Oh, check you out being all healthy.
So scandalous. Hot stuff, head to toe. Well, you go, no one knows. You smile, then it don't.
Brian.
Muller Light. Get the good going.
Now it's very much advantage Laois. They started with a 10th and they reaped the awards. Amy Collier unsuccessful with her penalty attempt, but Susie Delaney made no mistake. A very strong first half showing from Laois here in Croke Park. And as it stands, all of their full forward line are on the scoreboard. Laois 1-5. Tipperary, who didn't score from play until the 31st minute with 4 points. And looking at the possession stats there, 56% to Laois and 44% Tipperary. And I don't think when we were looking at that first half that we were expecting the possession to be as close.
Yeah, and certainly I actually don't think we were discussing it. It felt like for the first 20 minutes that game it was actually all Laois. I think really Tipperary only maybe in the last 5 minutes of that first half seemed to get to grips with the game. The pressure that Laois put them under, you know, the space that they were creating, even the fact, like you mentioned, Tipperary getting their first score from Eva O'Dwyer in the 30th minute. It just, from play, you'd wonder, like 5 out of the 6 Laois players have scored from play. They just really seem to have thundered into this game. Like they had a very slow start in the semi-final against Cavan. They leaked an early goal. They started so fast here.
Yeah, that was obviously the plan, Anne-Marie, to get out of the blocks really quickly, and they executed that with such a fast start.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And like as Anna just said there, 5 out of the 6 starting forwards have scored from play, and you could see the set up immediately from inside. They had left Amy Collier and Emer Hassett 2 on inside. Here you see Grania Delaney, lovely ball back outside by Susie Delaney, and brilliant score by Grania Delaney. Again here, just their work rate I think has been so impressive as well. They're putting serious pressure on the tip backs. Every time the ball goes in there, they're working hard, they're getting the hooks and blocks in, and this is a brilliant score by Hassett, and she has had her hand in so much of the Laois play in the first half. She's been so busy inside, and they're targeting her, so they are. Here again you see great work by lead on C. Fennell, and I think she's had a great game midfield. Their midfield have been very, very powerful, and a great point by Amy Collier. The half back line, Clodagh Tynan, she's been so solid, and Sarah Cray has hit some amount of ball. Their delivery of ball has been really, really good inside, and they're using that 2-person full forward line.
Saying that, like, Tip are not applying any pressure. Sure, Claude is cleaning up because there's no one within 10-15 metres of her.
Yeah, they've created a huge amount of opportunities, Ursula. They're using their space. They had that chance with the penalty, and we were a little bit worried that they'd missed that big opportunity, but they were able to come back and find the net.
Yeah, and that's one thing probably Laois will be disappointed with. They've had a number of missed opportunities, but as Anne-Marie just mentioned, look at Emer Hassett, you know, the ball across, but the run from Susie Delaney is just equally as impressive, and no doubt about it, it's a clear penalty. You know, Tip had no other option, but look at the space inside, look at the movement from Susie, and like Emer just picks her out so brilliantly, and Susie uses all her force to win the penalty. Now Amy will be disappointed with how she struck it. She struck it at a nice height. from a Tipperary perspective, I felt that their defence, the goalie, should have cleared that line, cleared the ball down the field a little bit quicker. And it's a little bit sloppy, and it's probably due to the pressure that Laois are applying as well. But again, Susie, who won the penalty, absolutely buries the ball in the back of the net, and she took her chance, and there was no stopping that one. She absolutely buried it in the back of the net. But Laois will be disappointed. They've had so many chances. 6 wides. They probably could have had another
1-2. I counted there. 1-3 in a 4-minute spell. They could have been 2-5, 2-6 up, and 6 out of 17 chances. That's what the stats are showing there. They could be home and hosed by half time if they'd taken all their chances.
And they're not, in Tipperary finished strong.
Exactly.
So the second half could tell us a very different story. We're going to take a very quick break, but we'll be back to bring you that second half of this All-Ireland Premier Junior final between Laois and Tip. Stay with us.
Jackpot! Tony didn't leave the immersion on. Now try your luck on Ireland's newest online casino, TonyBet.com. TonyBet, we're here to play.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
This is our only ticket out of here.
Run.
Abide the course, please! Course, please! Course, please! Course, please! Abide the course, please!
Fresh, everything in my life right now fresh. Work so hard, no time to rest. I ain't gonna stop till I am the best.
We do things differently on the mountain. Like never serving our beer until the mountains turn blue. Coors, keep it fresh.
Summer.
Sandwich.
Yellow lunchbox.
Does she know?
What you're thinking? Yeah.
He's thinking about back to school. Endless school lunches.
Ah, stop it. Aldi's got back to school sorted.
Grandad's right. We've everything you need, so you can get back to summer.
Does he know what I'm thinking?
It's time for family fun along the spectacular waterways of the Shannon.
Welcome back to Croke Park. Laois very much in the driving seat here at half-time. And Annie, we've seen so often here in Croke Park a team who uses the runners, uses the space, puts the pressure on and has a good work rate, often come out on top. We've seen that with Laois so much in the first half.
Yeah, we have, and I think in some ways they'll probably be disappointed that they're only a few points ahead because, like the girls mentioned before the break, the amount of missed chances that they've had. But I suppose we've taken this clip because it's really indicative of the pressure that Laois are constantly applying in Tipperary. They're swarming them, they're not giving them a chance to even look up. And really that pressure, it's kind of feeding into Tipperary's play because they're playing kind of a bit nervous, they're playing a bit jittery, like they're missing their first touch. And really, I suppose you'd have to credit Laois because they're swarming, they're getting around. I mean, lead on see Fennell, Aoife Finlay there, you've seen them, how brilliant they are. They're just not giving Tipperary a second to breathe. And one of the things to note is that Sinead Maher, the captain and full forward of Tipperary, is actually having to come out now almost around the middle of the field to get involved because she was kind of starved of possession in full forward. Now, because she's done that, we've definitely seen Tipperary up the ante. You'd love to see her though closer in because she's a goal scoring capability, but the likes of Emma Flanagan now, Caroline Shanahan, they're goal scorers. You feel Tip need a goal to just inject a bit of energy into them, just to kick things
They're still
started.
only 1-1, like it's only 4 points in
Yeah.
it. It was the 30th minute before they got their first point from play, and the next thing they got 2 or 3 on a run. So like Bill Mullaney will be telling his team, we're still in this game, it's
But they're
far
not
from
playing
over.
well, though.
They're not playing well.
They'd be very disappointed with their performance in the first half at the same time.
But in saying that, I'd be disappointed if I was in the Laois dressing room as well, because they didn't kick on, and they don't want to have that regret at the end of the game. And we spoke about beforehand of how a game can pass you by. You don't get loads of chances in a match, and you want to take them. So I think this
Bill
third
Mullaney
quarter
has the opportunity now, Anne-Marie, to try and fix the problems that are out there and find the solutions, and most importantly get some scores on the board.
Absolutely, you could see him making some changes. Maybe like the Fahey sisters might come on there, but he'd be saying to his team, you have not played well, 4 points in it, you're well capable of pushing on in the second half. But I'd be saying in the Laois dressing room, take your chances. They've had a huge amount of missed opportunities. They need to make sure they take those in the second half.
And even Ursula, when you think about that Laois full forward line, and actually the whole, really, the 6 forwards and the combination of them there, and look at their return, when you just think of the amount of possession, how are they going to settle a little bit more?
Yeah, I think it is about settling. Maybe they're a little bit panicked sometimes shooting without realising they maybe have a little bit more time on the ball, because they could have got in for another goal or a couple of points. Like Emer Hassett has the beating every time the ball goes into her, so I'll be getting it in nice and fast into her anyway.
Okay, well, the teams are out. We'll find out if there's any changes shortly. Let's go back to Aoife and Cathal.
Marie, thank you very much indeed. Almost set to go now for this second half. Tipperary finishing the first with a flourish. They'll be hoping to continue that momentum now into the second 30 minutes as they look to retrieve the situation in this final. Laois 1-5, Tipperary 4 points, the half-time score. As we get set to go for the second half. Carl Collins, our match referee, throws the ball in, and away we go again. Laois playing from right to left in this second period. Now the referee has spotted something there. We're going to have a stoppage.
I think it could be a blood sub maybe to Amy Quinlisk in midfield. Did she get a slap for Hurley maybe?
That's the Tipperary midfielder. So an early stoppage in this second half. Just getting some attention there. But Tipperary, as I say, finished that first half strongly. Aoife, what do they need to do a little bit better now in the second half, do you feel?
They did, and they finished out with the last 3 scores, which is important for them as well. It was from, I think, even just Sinead Maher winning a ball under us here with about 6 or 7 minutes to go that really just drove them on and kind of woke them up a little bit. But this is typically the scoring goals as well, scoring down. It happened in last year's final, so it'll just be interesting to see what will happen here now.
Here go Laois again on the attack. Coming on the loop was the half-time substitute, Laura Marie Marr, wearing number 16. Ball picked up now by Leodin C. Fennell, the Laois captain, being pursued there by Amy Quinlisk, who's okay, having picked up that knock in the early stages of this second half. That ball gathered nicely by Ciara Brennan, launches it down. That bit of a breeze in favour of Tip in this second half. There's the extra player back there for Laois though, snuffing out the danger. And Tipperary have to try and win it back again. There's a good challenge in there, and Tip do have it back. Now, can they make the most of that turnover? Ball into space. Grace Maloney is after it for Tipperary. Good defending, however, from Laura Finlay. And now down the line where Tipperary will try and gather possession. They've got 3 bodies in around the ball and eventually sent away by Gemma Fox. Maloney got in there to help out. Here's an ambitious long-range effort. Will it have the distance? It'll fall dangerously inside, and Aideen Lowry has to try and deal with it. Does eventually, and gets it away as far as Clodagh Tynan. Again, Tipperary do have a numerical advantage back there with a +1 at the back. Here's Orla O'Brien. First score in this second half you feel is crucial. We've played 2.5 minutes of the second period. Tipperary finishing the first half with the last 3 scores. Shaking off the challenge there was Amy Quinlisk, and wins the free in the process.
Yeah, both teams setting up now with a +1. I suppose Clodagh Tynan, we've mentioned her a good few times in the commentary, but Sophie Pembroke now is free at the back for Tipperary. Good work there by Amy Quinlisk to win the free-in.
So here's an opportunity. For Tipperary, this will be taken by Jenny Grace, who hit 3 points from frees in the first half. Tipperary would love to get the first score of this second half now. Grace struck that one well. It's just tailing, however, out to the right and wide. It's a let-off for Laois.
Yeah, difficult one, just right under us here in the Hogan stand. Trails the right-hand post and wide. Would have been a nice settler for Tipperary coming out after half-time.
Acres of space in the middle here for Jade Bergen. It's 2-on-2 inside in that full forward line. Maria Connolly got the initial touch on that, the Tipperary corner back, and now as far as Ciara Brennan. But Laois getting in there, trying to disrupt Tipperary as they try to bring that ball out from the back. Here's another chance though for Tip. And brought away by Lorna Ryan. Angle delivery in as far as Laura Shinners. Shinners taking on the shot here. This is another ambitious effort. Patted away by the goalkeeper, but there's a goal chance here for Tip. It's picked up by Jenny Grace. Gets it away. Maloney with the shot. Looks like it hit the upright. Goalkeeper was in there as well. Still there for Tipperary. Can they come away with a score? And they will. They'll get a point. Punch to the air from a couple of their players as that point went over the bar from Eve O'Dwyer, the substitute. She's made a big impact since coming in the first half. And it's down to a one-score game now, 1-5-5.
Yeah, her second point. A lot of, I suppose, confusion around the goal mouth there. Jenny Grace had maybe a chance of a goal, but well done by, or good play by 18 Lowry in goals as well. Very composed.
So Tipperary continue that momentum. They get the first score of this second half, and they've won the ball in the middle as well. Lost last year's final to Clare. They want to go one better this time around, but still Laois in the ascendancy. Susie Delaney's goal back in the 10th minute. The difference between the teams right now. That ball has crossed the line. It's a Tipperary line ball.
Susie Delaney there, I think, stepped out over the line before she hit it into her full forward line.
So it'll be a line ball for Tipperary to be taken by Sinead Maher. The Tipperary captain sends it down into the corner. Good defending again from Laois. Trying to complete the job as Aoife Finlay, who gets away from the challenge. That's a good ball into space as well, and now things might open up. Alice Walsh looking to pick the pass into the inside line. Marie Marr will get there in front of Ciara Ryan. Tipperary defending that one very, very well. And now getting the ball away. Still under a lot of pressure. You have to credit the intensity of the Laois work rate in this game so far. Was a feature of the opening half. And there's a foul. Ciara Brennan was trying to emerge but was fouled in the process.
Great work rate from Tipperary there again. A real dogged fighting in for the ball. There are a lot of rucks kind of sprinkling out all over the pitch, but Ciara Brennan coming out. She's so tenacious.
Batted away by Laois. Down in the corner. Tipperary win possession back. Emma Flanagan inside as far as Amy Quinlisk. This is a very good run. Quinlisk is still going forward. Is there a way through here? Eventually the whistle sounds for the free. Good direct play from Tipperary. They've really come into this game now. Sinead Maher was in there, and this is an opportunity to close the gap down to 2.
Yeah, we've seen Amy Quinlisk come down this right hand side of the field. That's her second run even just since this second half has started, and good ball into Sinead Maher. She's inside now full forward. I think she had to play deeper in the first half, maybe didn't suit her, but such a danger woman to have on the edge of the square.
Yeah, Maher coming a little bit deeper for stages of that first half. But this is an opportunity now from the free for Jenny Grace. Had one earlier on in this second half that was much further out the field. This one a little bit more straightforward, you would think. 3 points already today for Grace. problem from there. Close the gap down to 2 points. 1-5 to 6 now. Well, it took Tipperary a while to settle here at Croke Park, but they really have come into the match now.
You know, Laois will be probably thinking about all those chances they had in the first half, Cathal, you know, that they didn't convert.
6 wides in the first half for Laois. That puck gets sent over to the Cusack stand side of the field, but Tipperary have bodies in around the loose ball, just can't keep it in play. Laois line ball. You can see Amy Collier just to the left of your picture there, the Laois full forward. Looks to have come out to a deeper position.
Yeah, and Lorna Ryan is following her as well, I suppose, keeping up that marking job.
Laois win possession. Here's a chance. Some space here for Leathan C. Fennell. Wrapped up by a couple of Tipperary challenges. That's much, much better for Tipperary. Then they lose possession, just like as it looked like they could launch the counter-attack. Collier trying to escape away from the challenges. Gets the pass away. And now the opportunity here for Laura Marie Marr. Might even be a goal chance here. Gets the shot in. It's well saved by Laura Linan. And away Tipperary go on the counter. Ball down into space. Well read by Clodagh Tynan. Unable to get a hold of possession initially though. Cleared away now. And now it's with Sarah Craig. Good work from Tipperary in the tackle. All well gathered by Avo Dwyer. She's had a big impact on this game since coming on in the first half. Another good challenge. Just got it away from Clodagh Tynan. And now it's with Leathan C. Fennell. Big collision in the middle. Referee happy enough to allow play continue as we head towards the 40th minute mark in this Premier Junior final. This ball will be thrown in again.
Tipperary are working very hard now, you know, in stark contrast maybe to the first half. They're really putting in the tackles and just trying to get turnovers here.
Alice Walsh sends it down over the head of Sophie Pembroke. Pembroke clears this one away. Every possession crucial now. 2 points the margin. Tipperary have scored the last 5 points in this match either side of half time. Sarah Craig did really well. They're under a lot of pressure, but then the ball goes straight to Ciara Brennan, met by the challenge, and that'll be a free. And a chance here for Tipperary to make it a 1 point game.
Ciara Brennan's been very busy since the second half, and in fairness, she stood up as well in the first half. We saw her, you know, winning a lot of ball. Just tough collision there.
Jade Bergen committing the foul, and it's a yellow card for the Laois midfielder.
Laois were in possession there though, Carl. You felt that, you know, they just need to take maybe a second more, you know, on the ball, that they're just kind of snapping at their shots a little bit and just trying to get rid of the ball as opposed to being a little bit more composed like they were in the first half, I suppose.
There is the reason for the free. And now here's the chance for Jenny Grace, looking for her 5th point of the afternoon and makes no mistake. It's a 1 point game at Croke Park. Tipperary have all the momentum here now with less than 20 minutes left to play. And you just feel Laois need a score just to settle themselves into this second half. Ball out towards their captain, Leathan C. Fennell, but this time it's Tipperary. Hungry on the breaking ball. That was Laois in the first half. That's a great ball in over the top. Laois retrieved the situation, getting bodies back in there. Still there for Tipperary, however, and it comes back outside. Grace was just winding up for the shot, didn't have enough room to swing at it, and now Laois tried to clear it away, but there's more good work from Tipperary in the challenge. Long ball in from Laura Shinners, and in the end it won't even go out over the end line, kept in by Aideen Lowry, the Laois goalkeeper. Out into space where it'll be gathered by Susie Delaney. Tries to get around the challenge. Delaney finding it difficult and forced out over the line. It's a line ball for Tipperary.
Big turnover again there from Ciara Brennan. You just feel Tipperary are, they're getting in their tackles, they're getting their hooks and blocks in, they're putting savage pressure on, and I think the wind is really aiding them as well here in the second half.
Sinead Maher. Good ball inside. This will find Evo Dwyer. No one really to aim at inside. And Laois will clear it away. Another battle for possession. This time won by Amy Collier, who's a long way from that full forward position she was occupying in the first half. Laois will cough up possession here again. We're going to have another Laois substitution. And it'll be Rachel Deegan coming in, wearing number 18, coming in place of the captain, Leodin C. Fennell. Is that a bit of a surprise?
Yeah, and I think Leodin did an awful lot of work out around the middle of the field. She got a lot of ball, and she was supposed to just need to inject a little bit of energy now. Second half.
That line ball hasn't gone to plan. It's gathered by the Laois wing forward, Susie Delaney. Wins the free. To be taken by Amy Collier. Now that breeze really is swirling here in Croke Park. Collier drives it in low. It's 2-on-2 inside. Possibilities here perhaps for Laois. They really need a score. Can they get one? Well, they've got the advantage now. They've got the free, and this is a very good chance to pad that lead out to 2 again. Good work there from Laura Marie Maher.
Yeah, and since she's come on as well, Laura Marie Maher, the ball is sticking on side, good impact from the bench there for Laois, but a really well won free by her just to hold on to the ball and win her free. We haven't seen Laois score since, I think it was about definitely 15-20 minutes ago, so they really need to get something on the board here. And it feels like just from up here that the wind is picking up as well, Cathal, so that they're at a bit of a disadvantage, I suppose, with that wind.
Yeah, it certainly is blustery. There's the scoring chances converted. We mentioned Laois in the first half. They were so dominant for so long, but maybe didn't make the most of that on the scoreboard. They still do have the lead. Bill Maloney's team, Tipperary, with a lot of momentum right now, but Laois have a chance here to get themselves off the mark in the second half. Led by 4 at half-time, 1-5-4. Matt Collier and Robert Jones over the Laois team. Lorna Ryan is okay to continue. And now the chance with the free. This will be taken by Amy Collier. 2 points already today. And Collier from the free makes no mistake. That an important score you feel for Laois. They lead by 2 again.
Yeah, a very important score. They hadn't scored since the 25th minute of the first half, so vital for them.
We're into the final 15 minutes of this Premier Junior final. The intermediate and senior deciders to come later on this afternoon at Croke Park. As that ball is nicely gathered. Laois now look a bit more purposeful as they go on the attack. Great stick work on the part of Collier there. Gets it away as far as Susie Delaney. Spotted a gap between the two challengers. Now will she get the shot away? Instead it's a ball inside. Just through the hand of the substitute, Rachel Deegan. Tipperary will clear their lines. They trail by 2 now, Tip, as they go on the attack again. Well gathered by Sinead Maher. Good hook as she tried to get the shot away. Now with Alice Walsh. Oh, there's a free in there for Laois. They'll be thrilled to get that decision.
Yeah, I think the referee saying that Ciara Brennan might have touched the ball on the ground.
Well, there is the hook from Aoife Finlay, just getting in there as Maher was taking on the shot. And that eventually led to a Laois free. It'll be taken by Clodagh Tynan. Into that bit of a breeze now in the second half, remember, so goes short this time. Oh, this might work out. There's space here for the shot for Susie Delaney. Well, was immediately unhappy with how she struck that one.
Yeah, she was disappointed. She had a little bit more time.
Well, these are the crucial moments into the last 15 minutes of this All-Ireland final. Ciara Brennan's had a very good second half. Ball inside is a good one. Gathered by Laura Shinners here. Sees a pat through the goal. It's still Laura Shinners for Tip. Key moment this, you feel. Gets the shot in. It's still there for Tip. And the whistle sounds for a free. There was a foul earlier on in that passage of play. Well, they sensed goal was on, but they might just come away with a point.
Yeah, great run by Laura Shinner. She took it on and she kept going. Good defending as well by Laois.
Looked like the foul there was from Rhoda Tynan. Back there then was Leah Daly, just as the ball was heading in towards the goal mouth. There was the foul as Shinner's made her way through on goal. We're going to have another substitution on the Laois team. Aoife Hyland wearing number 19 is in, and making way is Leah Daly, the full back. 11.5 minutes of normal time left to play. Jenny Grace, 5 points from frees. You'd imagine we'll go for the point here as well, and pops that one over the crossbar. Has been very, very solid from frees. That brings her championship total to 233. More importantly, in the context of today's game, it's now a 1 point match once again. 1-6-8 in favour of Laois. That puck out hasn't gone to plan at all. Out over the line.
I'd be disappointed with that one again. You know, Edine Lowry looked there for Aoife Finlay, but just had a little bit too much on it, went out over the sideline. It's all those small margins.
Pembroke will take the line ball. It's down into the corner, but it's crossed over the whitewash again, so it'll be a Laois line ball down there. Tense moments in Croke Park now as we come towards the closing stage. That ball inside as far as Shinners. There might be another goal chance on here for Tipperary. 4 defenders after Shinners as she was closing in on goal. Can Laois complete the defensive job? Is still there for Tip. Can they get the score? It's a dangerous ball inside and batted away by Aideen Lowry, the goalkeeper. Still there for Tipperary. Can they get the equaliser? They've got the free coming here, and eventually the whistle sounds for the infringement. And here's a great opportunity to level matters here in Croke Park. We're into the final 10 minutes.
Good work by Tipperary. Their anxious moments. Aideen Lowry did well on the goal. It was hard to see where it was going. Batted it out. Jenny Grace stands over another one here.
Well, you have to give Tipperary huge credit. They were under so much pressure in the first half. But just before half-time and now in this second half, they've really taken over in this match. And now it's all square. Another free from Jenny Grace, her 7th. And now it's all to play for Laois 1-6. Tipperary 9 points in the 51st minute of this Premier Junior final at Croke Park. Tipperary lost last year's final, remember, declared by a point. And here they are on the attack again. Down it goes into the full forward line. Spills away from Evo Dwyer. Laois still battling hard, but Tipperary have won this ball back again. Gemma Fox was in there. And there's the pump of the fist, having won that free in the middle.
Key turnover there again from Tipperary. You know, Alice Walsh looked to be in possession, just bounced out of her hand, and Tipperary picked up and won the free resulting from it.
Sub on the Tipperary team, Anna Fahy, who was listed to start at midfield, is now in wearing number 9. Fair to make way is Grace Maloney. And now a free for Tipperary to potentially take the lead. This is a more difficult one for Jenny Grace, but she makes absolutely no mistake, and Tipperary lead by a point, 10 points to 1-6.
First time in the lead today, Cathal. You know, Jenny Grace has been excellent on the frees.
What can Laois muster in response now? Tipperary, you feel, have taken control of this match, but Laois still hanging in there. That ball into space is a very, very good one. And now an opportunity for an instant equaliser for Susie Delaney. Got the goal in the first half. Can she get the point here? The answer is no. It was a good opportunity.
It was a tough one for Susie. She was on her own. Hit it to the left-hand side of the post this time. We saw in a few minutes go from the right-hand side from her.
That's a brilliant puck out straight to Anna Fahy, the player just in off the bench. Fine now trying to round the challenge of Laura Finlay. Brilliant from Anna Fahey, still going now. Can she cap it off here with a point? It's out to the left and wide this time.
Great play by Anna Fahey from her, first time in the ball after just being introduced. Very good player by all accounts in the Cashel King Cormac's club.
Aileen Lowry wastes little time with the restart. Into the 54th minute now. Tipperary leading Laois by a point in the Premier Junior final for 2024. That's a good ball in over the top. And Laois sense that they might get something from this attack. Hand pass inside. There might even be a goal on here. Laois looking for the score, and they've got it. It's a point, and we're level again. Amy Collier coming up with the score when Laois needed it most. And we're level again.
Yeah, Amy's been excellent today. Dad Pat, manager of the team, of course, and she's just playing super. That was really a hard work score by Laois. They're not giving up. They're going to keep it going. It's difficult, I suppose, into that wind. Scores are hard to find into that Hill 16 end today. It's just their second point of the half.
Now a couple of players down. Amy Collier took a knock just as she took on that shot there. She's receiving some attention. There's a Tipperary player receiving attention just off camera as well. So 6 minutes of normal time left to go. Energy sapping stuff as the supporters in the stands watch on. It's been enthralling stuff. Collier still receiving some attention. That'll be a concern for Laois.
Yeah, she's their leading player, especially today, Colin, as well. She's standing up and she's playing a deeper role here in the second half. So with that wind, they need to get her on as much ball as possible.
This will add on quite a significant amount of stoppage time, you feel, at the end of the 60. So still quite a way to go. Ciara Brennan's okay to continue. It looked like she was struggling with a bit of cramp there potentially. And away we go now again with the restart from Laura Linan, the Tipperary goalkeeper. Gets plenty of distance on that one. Break spills the way of Tipperary. Blocked down on that one by Aoife Highland, but Tip looking to win it back here again. 3 Laois players in around it. Really good work on the part of Sarah Cray. Gets it back outside, and down it goes again into the Tipperary half of the field. They still have that extra body back there in defence. Tip looking to launch an attack from there now, but Laois applying the pressure in the middle third into the final 5 minutes of normal time in Croke Park. Laois have it back again, ball over the top. Racing onto it was Rachel Deegan. Tipperary get it away, however. Good defending from Laois. Big collision as they try and emerge with possession. Aoife Finlay now, and the referee will hold things up here. Both players, I think, have taken a knock and felt the full effects of that challenge. Sinead Marr for Tipperary, and it was Fiona Scully of Laois.
Great play by Scully there, Cahill, to spine Aoife Finlay. The last few minutes, like every ball feels like, every one of them have to come out and fight and win it. And in fairness to Scully, she's had a good game all day, along with Laura in the other cornerback position.
We're good to see both players back up on their feet, and it looks like both players will be okay to continue as we get ready for another Tipperary substitution. Lily Fahey is in this time, was listed to start at wing back. And the player to make way, Emma Flanagan, the corner forward. So we'll get an indication shortly of the added time. It's all square, however, as we head towards the final moments of this Premier Junior final. will go to a replay if it finishes level at the end of the 60 as Laois look to find a way through to maybe open up an opportunity for the lead score. This is a very ambitious effort from the sideline. What a score from Susie Delaney.
Super point from Susie Delaney, called third time lucky for her, and that was probably the most difficult of the three that she had, right over on the sideline under the Cusack stand, and what a point. Great score to put them in the lead.
Well, if that's the score to win it, it's fitting of an All-Ireland final. Susie Delaney got the goal in the first half for Laois, and now she's put them ahead into the final 2 minutes of normal time. You feel there's another twist or two left in this one. Laois held possession back again. Down that line it goes. Defending to do for Maria Connolly. Does very, very well. The corner back gets it away as far as Gemma Fox. Tipperary need a score now to level things up. Laois have an extra body back there again. Clodagh Tynan was in there. Back now to Jade Bergen, who clears it away. And that's gone out for a line ball in favour of Tipperary, it would appear.
Clever there from Ciara Brennan, just to let it run out, just to kind of give them a chance to reset and see where the bodies are for this ball to go in.
Nervous moments for everyone in the stands as well as on the field. 4 minutes of added time, so quite a way to go. But Laois have the advantage, bidding for a first title at this level since 2015. The K-Mills Cup, the prize on offer. Can Laois hold on? Tipperary with 4.5 minutes to retrieve the situation. Wonderful defending again from Laois. It's driven downfield. There's one player to aim at inside in that full forward line. Two Tipperary defenders back there. Wonderful work again from Maria Connolly. Collier's in there now trying to win it back for Laois. Again, good defending from Tip. Sophie Pembroke sends it down. It's 3 on 4. 4 Laois defenders back there inside the 45. Can they keep Tipperary out? We're into the first of the 4 minutes of added time. There's a Tipperary player down, and the referee will blow this up and just hold up play for a second.
Great defending in the lead up to that from Sophie Pembroke for Tipperary. Emer Hassett, she's at a numerical disadvantage back there. You know, she's the sole Laois player up in the forward line. She's doing really well though to battle on. And similarly at the other side, you know, the Laois defending has been excellent as well. We've seen Clodagh Tynan and there in that last passage to play as well.
Player down is Laura Shinners.
Difficult to see what happened there, I think, Cathal. You know, she's holding her head though, so maybe she might have got a stray hurley.
Shinners just sitting back up now, so looks like she'll be okay to continue. But Laois aiming now to keep a hold of this advantage. 3 minutes of the 4 left to play, but you'd imagine Carl Collins will now add on a little bit more time beyond the 64. There is Laura Shinners. Good to see her back on her feet and okay to continue. The referee will throw this ball in and away we go again. Can Tipperary find an equaliser? It's going to be another throw ball. This possession crucial. Who'll come away with the ball here? Carl Collins again will blow this up, and this all probably playing into Laois hands right now. Winding down the clock, and now they do have the ball. Laois with Alice Walsh winning it. Delaney's in there, but now Tipperary have it back. Now can they get it away to get a shot? Here's some space. Here's the opportunity for the leveller. Can they get it? Tipperary, and it's over. Anna Fahy has got it, and it's all square again in Croke Park.
Super score from Anna Fahy there, and she's asking questions, I suppose, to the tip line. Why was she left off the starting team? What a point. Super score from Anna Fahy. That's only their third point from play actually today, I think, Carl, as well.
Ava Cross has come in for Laois. Player to make way, Alice Walsh. 90 seconds of the 4 added on left to go. All square in this Premier Junior final. Tipperary have the ball again. Can they find the lead score here? It's been a cracking second half. 2 on 1 here. Laois do enough to win the ball back. Clodagh Tynan drives it infield. It's a good ball as well, as far as Susie Delaney, who got that wonder score to put Laois in front, nudges that one forward. And Laois now on the attack. In there this time is Sophie Pembroke, wins it back for Tipperary, trying to get away from the challenge, and does. Is there one final twist in this final? That ball squirts away from Fiona Scully. In there now to try and win it is Sarah Cray. And that ball has crossed the line, and it's going to be a Tipperary line ball. Eva O'Dwyer is standing over it. But we did have quite a lengthy stoppage inside added time, so you'd imagine we may go beyond the 4 minutes here. It's very, very tense in Croke Park now.
I think Laura Shinner's going to go for it here, Carl.
Laura Shinners for Tipperary. Connects with that one and drives it into that central area. This possession is crucial. Referee watching closely. A couple of bodies hit the deck. Play continues. Who's going to emerge with possession here? Tipperary have it. Oh, it's a free. It's a free for Tipperary. And they will get the chance to move in front here. The 4 minutes of added time have been played. In there was Lily Fahy.
The two Fahy sisters, the twins, they've made some impact since they've come on today. Lily winning that, her sister Anna getting the score a couple of minutes ago.
And now it falls to Jenny Grace. 8 points from frees already today. This to put Tipperary in front and on the brink of the All-Ireland title. Jenny Grace from in front of the post drives it over the bar. Tipperary lead by a point. How long more have we left to go? Will Laois get a chance to level things up and bring us to a replay? Tipperary will win the loose ball. They lost the point last year, remember, by a point in the final. Will they go one better this time around? Laois have possession. Can they engineer one final opportunity? Ava Cross sends it into that full forward line. There's two Tipperary defenders back there. And there's the full-time whistle. And Tipperary have done it. They win by a point at Croke Park to win the All-Ireland Premier Junior Final in the most dramatic of circumstances. A late free from Jenny Grace. The difference between the sides, and 12 months on from their final heartbreak, Tipperary get over the line.
Oh, what heartbreak for Laois. But look, Tipperary came out in the second half and they were a completely different team. They were dogged, they fought for every ball, they were so tenacious, and I suppose Laois had a lot of chances in the first half, call that they didn't take, but those Fahy sisters, they were left off, I think, from starting. They were dropped before the game. They came on and contributed so much, won that free there. Anna getting the point as well, and they did super. Really heartbreaking for Laois. They played some excellent camogie. They had such a spread of scores. I suppose there was only 3 scores for Tipperary when you contrast it like that, but they can be really proud of where they've come from, and I know that's not to be patronising or anything, but they've had a super year. They've gone from having maybe 17 on their panel to a full 31 here today, and Pat and the lads have done a great job with them. But for it's Tipperary's day. They grounded out, they dug it out, and they played some super camogie there in the second half.
Well, it's joy for Tipperary here at Croke Park. They're the All-Ireland Premier Junior champions. The full-time score, Tipperary 12 points, Laois a goal and 8.
Thanks for that, Cathal and Aoife. It was a tense closing to that All-Ireland Premier Junior final, but Tipperary handled the pressure unbelievably. They stuck with it, they never gave up, and they got their just rewards. And it was quite an interesting game, really, and very difficult to pick the player of the match. Who did you go for?
Yeah, look, I mean, both sides really had players in the day that really stepped up in various different parts. And I suppose what we were looking for in Tipperary in the second half was just to lift their game, to apply the pressure, to stand tall. And, one player that really did that was number 6, Sophie Pembroke for Tipperary, centre back. Laois only got 3 points in that second half, and look at the dominance that they showed in the first half. So to hold that Laois forward line, Sophie, and indeed all the half back line did so well, but our player of the match is Sophie Pembroke.
And also, Anna, when you think about it, the fact that they were under so much pressure, those backs in that first half, but they just came back in the second half and did so well.
They did. They weathered the storm, and I suppose really that showed that composure. At half time they came out in the second half and they almost did to Laois what Laois did to them in the first half. They applied the pressure, they were swarming, they were just getting in the hook and getting in the small tackles, which can lift a team just as much as a score can.
Okay, well, Valerie is standing by with our player of the match, Sophie Pembroke.
I am standing by with player of the match, Sophie Pembroke. Yvonne Burke of Glendemplex is going to present you with your player of the match award. Sophie, first of all, I hope you can hear me with all this cheering in the background. Congratulations, you're All-Ireland champions. How does it feel?
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, we didn't come out in the first half, but whatever Bill said to us at half-time, it really worked. We knew we had it in us, so we were thick with ourselves, we weren't performing, but I think we really went out and we done them all proud today. So.
You were under serious pressure coming into that second half. What exactly was said to you?
Just to go out and actually start hurling. We were getting bullied off the ball and we knew that, but the last 5 minutes of the first half we really showed what we were capable of, and thank God that we drove it on.
Last year stood here, players, you know, disappointing, heartache, losing last year's final. Were you able to use that here today and dig deep in the end?
Yeah, like there was only 4 or 5 left over from last year's team, but the words of like Ciara Ryan at half time, like she felt that heartache last year and we did not want that again today, so yeah.
All right, congratulations. We'll let you go enjoy it. Well done.
Thanks so much.
Sophie seems absolutely shocked there, and I think because of the way that the game played out you can understand why, because in those last couple of minutes it was really hard to know what way it was going to go, Ursula, but ultimately Tip were the ones that maybe had that bit of belief in whatever was said to them at half time. They didn't want to be in the position that they were in last year. They wanted to come back and win that game.
Yeah, and sometimes that kind of you know, when you have a loss, you know, that hunger drives you on, but I think they showed greater composure in the end. Maybe their experience in different areas, and they got the crucial scores, and the bench definitely made an impact today.
Yeah, and I'm dying to know what Bill Mullaney said to his team at half time, so let's go down to Valerie because Bill is with her.
First of all, congratulations. It's lovely to see you in an All-Ireland final day and actually getting the win. How does it feel?
Great. Come on, Tip! Come on, Tip!
Phil, I must say you were under a lot of pressure in the first half, you know, but you did dig deep in the end. I know you're under pressure to get to the cup now, but you must be delighted.
Yeah, look, I'm absolutely thrilled for them. It was great to get a win. They deserved a win. I mean, like, you know, it was a very close contest. We didn't play well in the first half. We weren't allowed. And Laois, that's a credit to Laois for stopping us in our flow and everything like that. But I thought we worked very hard in the second half. You know, at least a draw. Lucky probably to get the free in the end, so close to the end. But, you know, that's what happens in these games. Tight games like that, anything can win it. I'm delighted for the lads, delighted for the players, delighted for Tip.
Congratulations. Look, go lift that cup with the girls. All right, well done again.
Thanks very much. God, Tip!
Well, I'd imagine that Bill Mullaney said a little bit more than on Tip at half time. Look, he's so experienced. He's been there, done that. And he didn't panic either. And he made the right changes. And his bench had a super impact in that second half.
Yeah, the strength and depth of Tip told today. You know, the Fahy sisters had a huge impact. Eva O'Dwyer scored 2 points, won a free. And as we said, like, Anna Fahy got the leveller and Lily Fahy, you know, won the free. Yeah. So that was the difference.
Okay, well, let's go back now to Cathal and Aoife for the trophy presentation.
And we can hear now from the president of the Camogie Association, Brian Malloy, who's delivering his speech before presenting the K-Mills Cup to the Tipperary captain, Sinead Maher.
It gives me huge pleasure to present Sinead Maher with the K-Mills Cup on behalf of this year's Glendemplex Premier Junior Champions, Tipperary.
And now the Kildangan player Sinead Maher will lift aloft the K-Mills Cup, Tipperary, finishing strongly to win the All-Ireland Premier Junior Championship for 2024.
Absolutely wonderful scenes there. Tipperary have claimed the first All-Ireland title of 3. But who'll be joining them in the winner's circle of Croke Park? The second of today's All-Ireland Camogie Championship finals. It's coming up after this break with the intermediate decider between Cork and Kilkenny.
Tipperary.
It's time for family fun along the spectacular waterways of the Shannon.
Good morning with Laois. Good morning. Hey. Yeah. Good lunch dates, sweeping the buffet. Good morning. Good workouts, stealing the show with those flawless moves. Try Dulcolax before bed and let it work naturally with your body for overnight constipation relief. Because a good morning is even better without constipation. Dulcolax.
Calling all Big Mac fans, the Double Big Mac is back. Only until the 3rd of September. Don't miss it.
It happens. It's better to have roadside rescue as standard. Get 10% off car insurance when you buy online at aig.ie. It's got to be AIG.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
This is our only ticket out of here.
Run.
While the Cork Intermediate team will be hoping to get their day off to the perfect start, but Kilkenny will have something to say about that. Both sets of fans filing into Croke Park and out in force for what everybody hopes will be an entertaining afternoon. It's the second final of our triple bill with the clash of Cork and Kilkenny in the All-Ireland Intermediate Championship final. Throw-in at 3 p.m. And then at 5:15 p.m, the All-Ireland Senior Championship decider between neighbours Cork and Galway. Now let's get the latest team news from our match commentator for today's intermediate game, Ger Canning.
Thank you very much indeed. We'll start with Cork, and Cork are pleased to have their fullback Niamh O'Leary available once again, having missed the semi-final through injury. She's part of a backline which has Olivia McAllen of Sarsfield in the pivotal number 6 position. Tara McCarthy and Laura Bottomer have formed a highly effective midfield this year. However, Cork will be leaning heavily on their top scorer, and that's Lauren Homan. She's contributed 7 goals and 40 points so far, with Clea Nadouli of Ballinora on another 4 goals and 11 points, and she's certainly going to take an awful lot of watching by the Kilkenny backs. Well, 3 of this Kilkenny side won an All-Ireland senior club title with Dixborough here last December. Jane Cass at cornerback, Rachel Dowling at number 11, and Rose Kelly in the inside forward line. The Cats have put up big scores as well in this year's championship. Chief among them is Danielle Morrissey in the middle of the park on 56 points so far. Their strength aplenty up top. Caroline Kennedy, 8 goals and 10 points. And Carlise Comerford, 3 goals and 6. While Shauna Tracy at centre-back, well, she's been absolutely outstanding as well all season. The throw-in here is at 3 o'clock.
Thanks for that, Ger. Anna, when you look at Cork, 2 finals, 2 represented in the 2 finals today, does it matter, do you think, that they need to go and get off to a winning start here in the intermediate?
I suppose in the past, the panels would have been merged, so you would have had the same management for both, but it's different now, so they're essentially separate panels, separate managements. So, to be honest, I don't think the intermediate team are thinking anything about the senior setting up the day. They're here to win an All-Ireland. I think, for them, they haven't won since 2018. This group of players is really, really hungry. Lauren Homan has senior experience and she's really leading the charge for Cork. But interestingly, Cork have never beaten Kilkenny in an intermediate final. So I'm really hoping today that we change that.
It's huge for Kilkenny, though, Anne-Marie. When you think we're looking at their senior team and we're saying that they're probably in transition, how important is it for the game, for the overall health of the game in the county, that they go and put in a performance and hopefully get a win for them
and
today?
Usually it's the only Kilkenny team left standing this year. I think Seamus Kelly, though, he has the right attitude. He sees the intermediate team as a bridge to bridge the gap between intermediate and senior. He's using it to bring in his minor players, blood them, get them used to a different speed and different physicality. So I think he sees it as a feeder team to the seniors. So whoever takes over next year or whoever stays on in Kilkenny, you know, they will surely be picking up maybe 1 or 2 players from this intermediate team, like Cathal Murray has done. Roisin Black lining out as captain today for Galway. She was part of Cathal Murray's intermediate team. Took her a few years to establish herself. Derval Higgins, another one. Yeah. They are now 2 of the top backs in the country at the moment. So I do think that a county's intermediate team can act as a feeder team into their senior team.
Even if you look at the likes of Saoirse McCarthy, Laura Hayes, the same from Cork, they were intermediate 2018, and now, I mean, they're playing pivotal roles on the senior team for Cork.
Yeah, because you do get so much experience out there when you get to have the big day, and I'm sure the teams from the junior that we just mentioned will have learned from that. But when you look at the experience in the teams, Ursula and Anna mentioned Lauren Homan, and having that experience at senior level, how big a role is she going to play today?
A huge role, like she did in the semi-final win, you know, her free taking, her athleticism. And I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup between herself and Shauna Tracy from Kilkenny, because Shauna picked up Patrice Diggin against Kerry and did a really, really good, and Patrice was moved off her. Lauren today, you know, there was probably maybe a little bit of an over-reliance on Lauren in the semi-final. That will be one of my worries. 4 of the starting forwards for Cork failed to score. So if Lauren is tied up today, where do the scores come from? Because 2 in the half-back line got scores from Cork. Now Lauren is well used to this kind of bit pressure. She seems to handle it very, very well, and she's a top-class player. But she will need serious minding today if Kilkenny are to get one over.
Interestingly, Lauren was part of the 2017 and 18 team that beat Kilkenny here. She came on both those days. Danielle Morrissey, who was the sharpshooter for Kilkenny, was actually part of those 2 teams as well, when they lost by a point on both those days. So both of those girls have huge senior experience as well.
And Anna, Danielle Morrissey, 56 points to her name so far, and again a player who's quite young in years but loads of experience.
Yeah, and I mean, she's been troubled with injury as well, and so for her, I listened to an interview that she did during the week, and she was just saying how excited she is and she wanted to embrace the occasion, and she said she couldn't wait to get back to Croke Park, because injury does put it in perspective for a player, and when you've been out, as anyone will know, you're just so delighted to be back playing. So to be back in an All-Ireland final, like you said, she got 56 points, 20 of those from play. So she's certainly a player that is going to be looked to for leadership. And when the game was in the melting pot against Kerry in the extra time in the semi-final, it was Danielle's equaliser in normal time that brought them to extra time. So she is capable of taking those big shots when it matters.
And she is so young. Like, she was part of that Kilkenny team 2017 2018 under Anne Downey. She was only 17 years of age. Yeah. Like, to think she's only 24 now. You know, she feels like she's been around forever. So you'd be expecting to see her come back into the senior setup. She was part of it last year before she did her ACL. Yeah. So you'd be thinking this year will be a great year for her to get herself back up to
I will say Caroline Kennedy as well, though, is coming in with 8-10. She is one of the form players in this intermediate championship for Kilkenny, so she is capable of getting those goals as well when they're needed.
Yeah, both teams have big players for the big day. It is almost time for what promises to be a close contest here in Croke Park. The All-Ireland Intermediate Championship final coming up after the break. But before that, let's hear from both captains.